Infinity Train is an animated series created by Owen Dennis, a former writer and storyboard artist for the Cartoon Network series regular show. Infinity Train was made for HBO Max, but for reasons we will get to soon, it was aired on Cartoon Network for 2 seasons. Owen came up with the idea of Infinity Train after coming back to America after his trip to China. Whilst on the flight coming back home, Owen felt the sense of unsettlement after waking up to everyone with their faces staring at screens in a dark and quiet place, and that was what was unsettling for him because he found it to be creepy. Initially, Owen imagined Infinity Train taking place on a plane with a girl being trapped on it, because there was where he got the inspiration from, but he however discarded the idea due to his realization that it wouldn't go anywhere, seeing that there wasn't much to explore on a plane if he should make that the setting. I mean, if he had gone through with that initial concept, the series would have named Infinity Plane. He then switched it to a train, seeing there was something there. Also, another idea he had was to turn it into a film, but that idea was scrapped too. Owen also took ideas for Infinity Train from Myst, a game that he said has been a main influence for him since he was 13. Owen pitched the potential series to Cartoon Network in 2014, but it had a similarity to Over the Garden Wall, then known as Tome of the Unknown, so Cartoon Network didn't want to pick up the series, but after some further examination Cartoon Network came to the conclusion that they were not that alike, and they greenlit a pilot for the show. However, Owen would make some changes to the show after seeing the completed version of Over the Garden Wall. The pilot for Infinity Train was first released on the Cartoon Network app and video on demand on November 1, 2016, and it made its way onto YouTube the following day, on Cartoon Network's official channel, where it gained 1 million views within its first month on the channel. The pilot was loved by the viewers and they wanted Cartoon Network to turn it into a full-fledged series, and the petition was granted. On February 11, 2017, Cartoon Network aired the pilot for the series at 6 a.m. without any prior notice, and it garnered roughly 703,000 views from adults between the ages 18 to 49 years old, and it reached the 33rd spot on the top 50 original cable telecasts for February 11, 2017. On their official website in March of 2018, the network confirmed that the show is in production and would premiere in 2019 via a teaser that they had made. Some months after, at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con, a sneak peek of the first season was revealed on the Cartoon Network panel. It was subsequently released on the network's social media platforms. The following year, the trailer for Infinity Train was released in June. To unlock the trailer, you had to play the show theme on the Infinity Train website. It was then after uploaded to the network's YouTube channel. On the 11th of July that year, it was announced that Infinity Train will premiere on August 5. 9 days after, at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, the first episode was shown during the Infinity Train panel, and it was made available on the Cartoon Network app and website later of that very same day. Now, the first season lasted for 10 episodes, with them being aired in 2s each night until it ended. Each seasons for Infinity Train was not called seasons but books. Infinity Train is about a train that has no ending. The train traverses a barren land with its passengers. The passengers on the train are people that are dealing with personal issues that their time on the train will help that to overcome, seeing that that is the only way they can get off. On their hands is a number that glows. By successfully overcoming their problems, the number will reach 0. When it does, a portal will appear, and that is their escape out of the train. Book 1, The Perennial Child, focuses on a 13-year-old girl named Tulip Olsen, who is struggling to come to terms with her parents' divorce. She got trapped on the train whilst on her way to a game design camp. Also on the train with her is 1-1, a robot with 2 separate hemisphere-shaped robots, formerly collectively known simply as 1. And Atticus, a talking corgi and the king of Corgenia. The antagonist of the series of Book 1 is Amelia Hughes. It was revealed that 1-1 is the rightful conductor of the train, but she took it from him back in 1986 after she and 1 bonded, and he loosened the restrictions on the passengers, in an effort to recreate her dead husband because she couldn't deal with his passing. Tulip helped her to get over her dead husband's passing and come to terms with reality. She eventually gave up her position as the train's conductor, and 1-1 resumed his position. In the 7th episode, Tulip emancipated her reflection from the mirror, and Tulip's reflection, named Lake and also known as MT, became the main protagonist of Book 2. Before the second book aired, some series of shorts entitled The Train Documentaries were released to the Cartoon Network app and YouTube channel, starting from October 18, 2019. Each short focuses on one showcasing a different car on the train, including the green car, the tiny wizard car, and the kaiju car. Book 2 Cracked Reflection premiered on the 6th of January 2020 with 10 episodes. As I've mentioned before, Book 2 focuses on MT Tulip's freed reflection. As she tries to get away from the reflection police who wants her to penalize her for neglecting her role as Tulip's reflection. On the train she encounters Jesse Cozzi, a boy that cannot resist peer pressure, and Alan Dracula, a silent shape-shifting deer, also a denizen of the train. MT would help Jesse to learn how to resist peer pressure, and he got off the train. However, he came back again to help MT to leave the train as well. It was announced in June of 2020 that Book 3 was scheduled to be released on August the 13th of that year. But this time it will not be airing on Cartoon Network but on the streaming platform, HBO Max. According to Owen, Infinity Train was originally supposed to be released on HBO Max, but due to it failing to come out in 2019 as planned the first 2 seasons, or books, had no other choice than to be aired on Cartoon Network. Now it was going on the platform where it belonged. Now, Book 3 Cult of the Conductor focuses on Grace and Simon, leaders of a delinquent gang named the Apex. They are a group of passengers who think that the numbers should continuously go up, so they do all that they can to keep it that way. On the train they meet a 6-year-old girl named Hazel. She has a number on her hand like everyone that are on the train, but hers doesn't glow. She's accompanied by her gorilla friend, Chuba, a denizen on the train. Hazel and Chuba both got Grace to have sympathy for the denizen of the train. It was then revealed after Simon killed Chuba that Hazel is a creation of Amelia. Grace and Simon would no longer be friends after she had to stop Simon from taking over control of the train. Apparently he is stubborn in changing his ways. In the midst of the airing of the third book, Owen announced that the whole crew and most of the production staff had been laid off, though he has plans for more books of Infinity Train to come. He also stated that a renewal of the show depends on the viewership of the third book. When Owen was asked about how many more potential books he had in mind for Infinity Train, he stated that he had rough ideas of themes and characters he'd want to do a follow-up on, and that he'd like for it to go up to 8 books, seeing that 8 looks like an infinite symbol. Owen further stated that he'd like to explore other time periods of the train, as well as a movie following Amelia's story. And that a book with an older Tulip was considered, among others, when asked about the future of the series. It was announced on March 11, 2021, that Book 4 will be the final book for the series. Owen later expressed on Twitter that it isn't his intention for it to be that way, and he's willing to pick up where the show left off in the future if he's given the chance. Book 4 Duet premiered on April 15, 2021. This book took place decades back during the time of Amelia being in control of the train, and focuses on Ryan and Mingy, 2 best friends who want to become famous musicians. Now, Mingy feels pressured to live a conventional life whilst Ryan is known for making rash decisions, which put a strain on the friendship. Whilst on the train they meet a sentient belle that has gotten herself in so much trouble with the denizens named Kez, that doesn't own up to her mistakes. Ryan and Mingy come to realize that they need each other in order for them to move forward in life, whilst Kez finally apologizes to other train denizens she harmed. The entire episodes for Book 4 were aired the same day. Owen would let fans know the following day in a Reddit AMA that Book 5 would have focused on Amelia. He confirmed that the script was already written, however Cartoon Network rejected it because they deemed it to not be for children to watch. According to Owen, Book 5 to 8 would have been about grief, guilt, revenge, and acceptance, respectively. Fans of the series then started a campaign to get the show renewed, but that was a dud. But it did get the show to trend at #1 on Twitter worldwide. On August 17, 2022, an announcement was made that Infinity Train along with 36 other series were going to be removed from HBO Max. 2 days after, they followed through with it, purging HBO Max of Infinity Train and also all other platforms of theirs that it has been on. That includes YouTube. In response to Cartoon Network getting rid of the series, fans bought all 4 books from iTunes, and DVDs for the series sold out on Amazon, Walmart, and Best Buy, with sales for Infinity Train DVDs going for a large amount on eBay. According to Owen, the removal of Infinity Train among others is at the request of Discovery Plus. Just a bit of a side note, HBO Max is on the way to merge with Discovery Plus, so that here's why he said that. Owen states that it is money driven, being that they want to save money somehow. He believed that they did it so that they don't have to pay animators and artists the residuals that they should get for the work. But he doesn't have any idea to why they deleted the series from all social media platforms. It was claimed that the 37 series that were removed from the streaming platform were not pulling in a lot of viewers. However, Owen denied the claim, stating that Discovery didn't show them any statistics to prove what they meant by the shows were being watched infrequently, and that by public metrics Infinity Train was placed 91st in children's media. Also, many people within the animation industry have tried to get in contact with someone familiar with the matter, and that has proven futile. But for those that say this is it for Infinity Train, the show will never be renewed or get a reboot. Owen says that he is going to try to get more of the show to be made somehow. Well, I don't know how he'll get that done, seeing that Infinity Train is owned by Cartoon Network. But it seems like this is not the end for Infinity Train. Okay guys, we've come to the end of the video. If there is anyone watching this video that wants Infinity Train to be renewed, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.